can go straight out to the lake instead of making a 90-degree bend in the river. This is called Caseville Resort off to our right. A lot of industry along this whole area on the left. 3 salt mines, an iron foundry, the railroad right through into here. A lot of commercial fishing. Early on, they packed the fish in salt and sent it out. Later, they started packing it in ice and sent it out by the lake.
Look at this thing. That's pretty cool.
Got a little pirate's flag up there.
They have some activity from the Saginaw Coast Guard Station about somebody having a boat issue out on the bay.
Yeah, 10 minutes. He said it's not a hard walk. Cool.
I didn't mean for that to sound like, are we gonna have to walk? It's more like, we look like we're pretty distant.
Yeah, he said it was flat ground. That movie Overboard.
We're just waiting.
What's that?
You didn't want her to think we left her.
Yeah. We were just starting to build the bar. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we toned it down a little bit, but yeah, well, good. Welcome back.
I might get run over. Yeah.
Oh, my second.
How you doing?
You're not getting in those bushes.
No. Yep. Could be poison ivy. I have no idea, and I'm not finding out. There's our boat. Wonder if your berries are on this island. No, they were in the UP, right?
Yeah. Well, they were on the tip of the. I don't think they'd be here because they were like here. Too.
Yeah. Or east. They were west.
Yeah. This is not flat.
Oh, it kind of is.
Can I say that? You're going like this.
Ah, that's nothing.
Are you saying you're just happy it's not all uphill?
Yeah. There it is.
Good job. That's so cute.
carry you out, folks. The dining area is just around the cook station here, either up the ramp, the steps. The bathrooms are all the way to the back to the left through the dining area.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I definitely want our signature to be in front of this one. It's very cool.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah, that's right there. That's a windmill. Oh, there's the solar. Oh, okay.
Careful, there's a bunch of glass.
Is there? It's probably from that window that's missing.
It might be.
My wife usually does the tours of the house. She took the day off.
Yeah, I know. I
So-
was wondering if please don't make me do it.
We built the house on the exact foundation. You'll see in just a minute. We'll head down in the basement. But the house is on that old foundation. Our kitchen is where their kitchen was in this house. That's kind of, you'll see why. And we got a bedroom and a full bath down here. And everybody just loves the bedroom kitchen. You know, you got the big glass wall there. I watch the sun come up in the morning. And we're wired the same as on the mainland. With for years we had a propane refrigerator, but we have an electric one now because I have those 6 solar panels out there, and you'll see the power coming in down in the basement. But we're also wired up for a set propane gas. I have 2 500-gallon cylinders, and I can wheel those down and put them right on my boat, which is the boat we've run for years with, the North Star. Everything in this house came out on that boat, and it's in for repairs right now. Otherwise, we would have materials and people working on the tower right now. So if we had a major electrical failure, I still have lights, I still have heat, I can still cook because I got propane here. As we're going down in the basement, you'll see that this door, this is the utility room here, another bath, and it goes right into the tower. But come on down and I'll show you how we make our electricity. It's kind of interesting.
Wait, are we gonna get to go in the tower?
I don't know, honey. Maybe not. It might not be ready
Okay,
yet.
so you can see this old limestone wall. This is what the first house was built on. And then right here is where it ended. So that kind of gives you an idea from here to over there.
Wow.
This is how big that first house was, 12 people plus mom and dad. And so at the turn of the century, they took this wall out. They're going to build the second house here. And they used red brick. They raised the house 2.5 feet. I guess they got room for this 1,500-gallon cistern. And their kitchen, where their sink was, there was a pipe that came out of here, went right up to the hand sink, and they could pump water right out of the cistern. And with a metal roof, you could put eave troughs on your house, and even when it's not raining, you'll get water going into your cistern because of the condensation. And they built an overflow. So what we do is we pump the water out of the lake into the cistern, and there's also a pump in the cistern. Now, they built, if you want to look, you're welcome to come up and look when I set down, but there's a wall right here. I guess that's loose. They built a wall inside the cistern, and I didn't understand why they did that, and it's a filter wall. So all the water comes into this compartment, and there's this brick wall in there, and it's a sandstone kind of brick, and the water filters through that, so when they pump water up to the kitchen sink, it's been somewhat filtered through the rock. Now, so far, according to my charge controller, I've made almost 7 kilowatts of power today, 7,000 watts, so 6,400 watts. So that power comes into here. If the wind's blowing, this guy it takes over. But this is a charge controller. It's monitoring, trying to put as much power into my battery bank, which there's 12 batteries under here. This turns that power into alternating current, same kind of power on the mainland. If the battery voltage were to run too low, this would turn on a generator, because if you don't discharge your batteries too low, that would hurt them, and you don't want that to happen. So this controls that, and since I added 6 panels, we never hear the generator kick on anymore. I do refrigerator, freezer out there, freezer here, and electric refrigerator. And those 6 panels, because the days are long and sunny, if I tried to do what I'm doing in the winter when I only have half the sunlight, I'd be listening to a generator a lot more. So the water that comes out of here, if you're curious, it goes over here through a filter and over an ultraviolet light, and that makes it safe to drink. But I can't serve it to you guys. Yeah. We've been drinking it for 14 years. Now, people have been flushing the toilets and the pressure in this tank has gone down, so the pump in the cistern's kicked on just like a well pump. And as water leaves the cistern, it gets, see, this is where it comes in out of the lake. And when it comes out of the cistern, it can't go that way because of that valve. It's got to go through sediment, charcoal filters. Ultraviolet light's got a signal and alarm on it, and if it's not detecting a high intensity radiation, then it would set off an alarm, and I would come down here with a bottle of vinegar and water, and I would put the glass tube in the vinegar water and wipe the lime deposit off. I do it about once every 4 years, is all that's necessary. So we leave that on all the time now, and that's the system in the basement. And that's the power, and I go fill up propane about every 2 years. I take those 500-gallon tanks, put them on the boat, they fill them right on the boat on the mainland, and go right around, pull them all apart, and I've been for maybe 3 years now. You're drinking bottled water that came from the basement.
Yeah,
The old chimney.
probably.
That's
No.
where the wall is.
Oh yeah, you're
I
right.
would never,
Yep.
you know.
Exactly.
So, so if you guys want to see the upstairs, I'll show you that. Yeah. Upstairs is this way. I like to show off my trim work. I was running out of time to get the house ready. I didn't want to make any more miter cuts. I looked at my nail gun and a pile of rope I had, and I thought, well, maybe I can just hide the rough cuts with the rope. And it turned out perfect.
Yeah.
This is cool.
This is their house. How funny would it be to have people walking through your house?
Yeah, you know, I thought, well, if I could march 2,000 or 3,000 people through here a year, I'd never have to go back to the mainland again and get a real job. Didn't work out that way, but it's hard to quit once you get started. Look at them all coming up here. We'll see what the load capacity of this second story is. So you all noticed red roof, I'm sure. The old house that we had that had literally fallen down into the basement, I saved one of the shingles. That's what it looked like after about 100 years. I don't know if they use galvanized or not, but it's a patented shingle. There's a company that owns the patent, and that's what we purchased at my wife's insistence. As much as I cried, she insisted we put it on, so she was right. It was the right thing to do. We found the blueprints to that house, and it shows how the cistern was built and where the gravel bed is. And I decided to use some of the old wood from that house that had fallen down because it's pretty neat handiwork, and you don't see roofing boards like that too much anymore. And I got to tell you, so I told you how a woman showed up. She did a story in the free press, and it goes all the way around to Florida, and then I get a call from the first lightkeeper's great-grandson. Amazing stroke of luck. So about a month later, I'm doing a dinner cruise, and this guy calls me over to his table, and he says, hey, he says, I'm from the Detroit Free Press. And so, of course, I'm like right away, oh, yeah, really? Oh, hi, yeah, nice to meet you. He goes, no. He says, don't make a big deal out of it. He says, I work down in the basement on the printer. I'm a nobody. He said it like twice. I'm a nobody. I just work down in the basement. But I brought my wife out here a year and a half ago, and we had such a great time. I went to Mary Ellen Krieger, the reporter, and I said, you know, this would be great for your article you write. You ought to go out there and do that story. And he says, darn, about 6 months later, I'm down there working, getting ready to do the big run on a Sunday. And he goes, I see the story come in. It always goes on aluminum plates. And he reached down next to his table, and he's brought me the plate that ran the story that brought me in contact with the first lightkeeper's great-grandson. And I said, then he hands this to him, and I go, you know this story? I said, so that whole thing with the lightkeeper, I would have never known, but you came out here and talked to this lady. And to come out and do the story, don't tell me you're a nobody, because as far as I'm concerned, you're VIP out here for the rest of your life. But, I mean, he had no idea how great that was that he did that for us, so. So, yeah, you can see from the lighthouse here, there's the new brick up there. And from this from that window over there, you can see 3 lighthouses on the Great Lakes. You can see the one on Tawas, if you look up to the north. And then you can see Gravelly Shoals right over there from that same window. And then I pause sometimes, they'll say, well, where's the third one? I said, well, it's right there. But we took one liberty, we raised the peak of the house. We literally we didn't have any, the builders that came out here, we used a drawing, and he would look at it, and he would take a protractor or whatever, and he'd say, give me 10 of these, and cut them. And we threw this whole thing up in one weekend, framed it in. We started on a Saturday morning, and the guy looked at me and says, you know, tomorrow night, you're gonna be, and it was a big hole, and we'd spent all summer bringing materials all stacked around here. He says, hard to believe that tomorrow night you're gonna be able to go up on a porch, go in your house, and go upstairs and look out a 2nd-story window. I said, are you really gonna be able to pull that off? The guy had 9 crews working down southeast Michigan. He pulled the lead guy off every crew. He came out here because he knew we had to get this done and get it closed in before winter. So in one weekend they framed the whole thing. Yeah, pretty amazing. So he did raise it 3 feet without telling me, so that we could have a little more headroom in the bedroom.
Promised them free beer when they got done.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's a good guy, great guy. Unfortunately, a few years later, he got brain cancer, passed away. Yeah, young guy, very successful financially, and you know, what are you gonna do? You just, you know. So, but anyway, yeah, look around, and you know, you can check out the bathroom. We got a bathroom at the end. There's one bedroom down at the very end. On that side is kind of my family. My sister found antiques from our family, and my wife's family's on. So you'll see some antiques up there.
Do you live out here in the winter time?
We come out sometimes in the winter. My wife isn't here this weekend. Otherwise, there'd be a whole bunch of windows open up here. Yeah. But we got out here, and this is usually her part of her deal. Yeah. So, but yeah, you know, we're very lucky, and we know we're very fortunate to do what we do out here. Everybody seems to have a great time, so we keep doing it.
Very, very interesting.
I think I will go over here and open this window. Yes, go right ahead.
What are in the curtains over there? What are behind the curtains?
Which one?
Over
Just
there.
closets. I didn't know what to do. So it's just we got blankets in there. In the fall, we'll put those blankets on the boats.
It truly has kind of like a little sitting room.
Yeah.
Wow, that's neat.
Is that was that door closed when we got up here?
What's
Just
that?
the end one
Yeah,
there?
yeah, it was.
Yeah, I think the wind probably. Looks like nobody picked up from last weekend. We got out of here in a hurry. There was some thunderstorms coming.
Oh.
Musty.
Good tug with the feet.
It's good. Anyway, that was supposed to.
Oh, something dripped on me. What? Something dripped on you? Yeah, it was like water or something. I'm not just.
Oh, I should wait till they come
Yeah, go
out.
on. Princess.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty scary. It's not for the faint of heart, that's for sure. Well, the final flight of stairs.
What up here?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Whoa! There's a board here. That was terrifying. I think this is the sketchiest one we've ever been on.
This is.
decided which way to turn.
Yeah, I think you're right. Make that wide turn.
It's not very deep right there.
No, it's not. Yeah.
We all ate, so we're all a little heavier.
Did he say if they have any nesting eagles on the property?
Yeah, he did. He said there was some. Yeah.